Wait, it looks like there are a couple campers missing. Are they sleeping in or did they get eaten by wild animals last night?
I think they're trying to dig Scout Brittany's toothbrush out of the Kaibo. He forgot to bring a spare.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks for the update, Dirk. Do you have plans for happy hour later? Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, Scouts. This is Scout Brittany, Troop 1 Beavers Patrol. And today we're going to take a look at the earth below you. Of all the glorious sights at Yellowstone, the most memorable are the geysers. I'm sure you'll never forget the powerful Paws Patrol geyser hunt this week. As you probably know by now, geysers are very rare. Yellowstone has more geysers than the rest of the world combined. A unique combination of geological factors makes this possible. Geysers are not all that complicated. Think of it this way. They're kind of like when Scout Teddy had that bout of flatulence last night after all those baked beans. Liquid inside his gut from the hot cocoa put pressure on the bean gas and, well, it had to go somewhere. And the easiest way out was through his poop hole. What? I just did. Don't you have to go search and rescue somebody? Back to geysers. They work pretty simply, needing just liquid and heat. The heat comes from the magma inside the volcano that is directly beneath your paws. Yep, you're standing on the geysers. I'm sure you'll never forget the powerful Paws Patrol geyser hunt this week. As you probably know by now, geysers are very rare. Yellowstone has more geysers than the rest of the world combined. A unique combination of geological factors makes this possible. Geysers are not all that complicated. Think of it this way. They're kind of like when Scout Teddy had that bout of flatulence last night after all those baked beans. Liquid inside his gut from the hot cocoa put pressure on the bean gas and, well, it had to go somewhere. And the easiest way out was through his poop hole.
Psst.
What?
Dan Master doesn't want you saying poop hole.
I just did. Don't you have to go search and rescue somebody? Back to geysers. They work pretty simply, needing just liquid and heat. The heat comes from the magma inside the volcano that is directly beneath your paws. Yep, you're standing on a volcano. Volcano heats up groundwater that travels through cracks and fissures, forcing the water to the surface. But in addition to hot water, you also need a special plumbing system for a geyser. After all, why does the Yellowstone volcano have more geysers than the rest of the world combined? Well, it's because of its unique position in the middle of the continent. Because of this, its lava, called rhyolite, is different than most other volcanoes because it has a very high silica content. The hot water dissolves the silica and then redeposits it in the cracks and fissures on the ground to create a watertight seal that allows pressure to build. And the public has a paw in keeping geysers alive. Because Yellowstone is protected, at least currently, from development for energy production, its geysers are not currently in danger of being destroyed as they have been in other parts of the world. Let me get up on a soapbox for just a moment and state that the environment is currently under siege and our national parks are being opened up to mining and drilling for oil and gas development. 42 parks could eventually have active oil and gas operations which destroy the fragile ecosystems. So enjoy the geysers while you can. The landscape of Greater Yellowstone ecosystem is the result of various geological processes over the last 150 million years. Yellowstone was established as the world's first national park primarily because of its extraordinary geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and steam vents, as well as other wonders such as the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone River and the site of the petrified trees. The geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and fumaroles of Yellowstone National Park are the visible face of a vast, seething ocean of molten magma 6 miles deep. You may have heard Yellowstone referred to as a supervolcano. This is because of the possibility that it will have a catastrophic supereruption. A supereruption is anything that measures magnitude 8 or more on the volcano explosivity index, in which at least 240 cubic miles of material gets ejected. That's enough to bury Texas 5 feet deep. By the way, do you know why the volcano exploded? It couldn't find a lavatory. The Yellowstone volcano is capable of burying states like Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, and 3 feet of harmful volcanic ash and blanket the Midwest. That much ash would kill plants and animals and bring life as we know it to a halt. Yellowstone has had 3 of these ginormous eruptions in its history. The largest was 6,000 times larger than the eruption of Mount St. Helens. The last of those at Yellowstone Lava Creek ejected so much material from below it that it left a 34-mile by 50-mile depression in the ground. What we see today is the Yellowstone caldera. Those doomsday believers who have a fearful cast of mind think this means that the next eruption is imminent. However, your odds of being eaten by wild animals this week is far greater than being scalded to death by a river of hot lava, because there's only about a 1 in 1,000 chance of an eruption in this century. In fact, many geologists suspect the Yellowstone volcano is unlikely to ever erupt again. But it's still one of the most active seismic areas in the U.S. There are an average of 1,600 earthquakes a year here, caused by the magma putting pressure on the crust above. Although a cataclysmic eruption of the Yellowstone volcano is unlikely in the foreseeable future, real-time monitoring of seismic activity, volcanic gas concentrations, geothermal activity, and ground deformation helps ensure public safety. Yellowstone seismograph stations detect hundreds of earthquakes in the park each year. Scientists continue to improve our capacity to monitor the Yellowstone volcano through the best way to learn about volcanoes is to build your own. The materials in front of you are all you need for a DIY eruption. We've already prepared the material you'll use to form the outside of the volcano. All you need to do is mold it into a volcano shape around a soda bottle and paint it as realistically as possible. We're posting instructions on what to fill the soda bottle with to make your volcano erupt. You can make them individually, but we recommend getting a buddy to share the fun. I hope you learned a lot today and we'll have a bunch of fun this afternoon making volcanoes. One last question. What's a volcano's favorite historical document? The Magna Carta. This is Scout Brittany, over and out.
You want to see my lava flow?
Oh, Dirk.